Oh, the heat problem. So there's two base problems with that. First of all, and this comes also with the where did all the water go? And I asked Grok to do the math on these, so I'm not just pulling these out of my hat. Because the Bible doesn't say that all of the mountains and all of the valleys in the ocean happened during the flood. That is nowhere in the biblical account. And the shifting of the planet, it could have taken decades. According to the Bible, it was in the days of Peleg that the earth was divided. So the days of Peleg. Actually, I'm not even going to ask that, Kirk. I'm just going to ask, according to the Bible, how long from the flood did Peleg live? Is it recorded? Peleg was born 101 years after the flood. So, all right. So we had 100 years, and I asked Grok, okay, first of all, the heat problem assumes the hardened crust of the earth as we see today. Would the earth be hard? First of all, I wonder, is the land under the ocean hard, like the dried up earth above it? Because it's dried up on top, right? But under the ocean, it's literally underwater. Anyways, so if the entire earth was covered in water, right, and those layers were laid down, and they're soft enough to be malleable, which is proven by the fact that we have strata that does, you know what, let me get some. Let me prove this point. Curved strata. There's some curved strata that is literally physically impossible if the layers were laid down over millions and billions of years and hardened. Again, hardened. You can see all of this freaking curved strata. Look at this one. Literally impossible. Literally impossible to lay down strata in curves. It's not exposed, but they have explanation. No, they have excuses for it, Corpse Grinder, because these were supposed to be laid down perfectly flat over millions, hundreds of millions of years, billions of years, whatever. It's literally impossible. You have excuses for the impossible. You do not have explanations. Because the math on this is the same. In order to bend solid rock, which is what you're asking. Do you not know how strata is laid down, Corpse Grinder? Say you had a hill like this, right? See all those parallel lines? Oh, look, here's normal strata. Right? Parallel lines. Perfectly flat parallel lines. Sorry, I clicked curved strata. Oh, yeah, look at this one. All right, this one's a little... No way, dude. You can't, not even that. Those, if you tried to bend and fold hard rock like that, it would just crumble. It would crumble. So, anyways, it would fill in the gaps. So what the layers would literally just fill in the gaps, and it would flatten out, because that's how stuff gets deposited. Anyways, I understand you refuse to believe anything that's in front of your eyes, but so that's the point. So the layers of the earth were still soft. So you wouldn't have the heat problem of rock crunching against with the kinetic. And also, you don't have it in the 1 year. I asked Grok how long of an expanse it would have to take to move a mostly flat global surface into the peaks and valleys that we have now without causing the heat problem that would basically obliterate all life on Earth. And Grok said decades to centuries. So decades, we have 10 decades, we have a century before the days of Peleg, where the Bible says the earth was divided. So between the flood and Peleg, we have 100 years. That dismisses the time problem, and we have a soft earth proven by the folded strata we see right in front of our eyes that solves the hard surface problem. So I'm sorry for everyone who's holding on with both hands to the heat problem, but it is very easily dismissed with very simple biblical narrative of how the earth was divided. And also the valleys in the ocean. Where'd all the water go? Well, if you assume the world was much, much flatter, which basic assumption, Mount Everest was literally under the water. It has seashells on the top and all the way up the sides. And it probably has seashell strata. I wouldn't doubt, because it was underwater. But now it's not underwater. It's the highest peak on Earth. So somehow, when the Earth was created, all the land was low enough to be under the water of the flood. And then, between then and Peleg, you got squishes up here that pushed stuff up, and you got squishes, or you got tears that created the valleys. The valleys is where the water went. It's not rocket. It's very simple math, honestly. Mostly flat. What world are you on? It's flat in your community because people made it flat for building. Are you talking about the strata, or are you talking about the globe, the surface of the Earth? Are you talking about the surface of the Earth? Is that what you're talking about? Huh? Hebrews 10:1-12. And thou, Lord, in the beginning hast laid the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the works of thine hands. They shall perish, but thou remainest. And they all shall wax old as doth a garment, and as a vesture shall thou fold them up. I just read this the other day. And they shall be changed, but thou art the same, and thy years shall not fail. Every valley shall be filled, and every mountain and hill shall be brought low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough ways shall be made smooth. This is the new heavens and the new earth. Every valley shall be filled, every mountain shall be... So that's actually a very good description of the way the earth would have been, because the new heavens and new earth is kind of like a reboot of the planet back to how it was originally created. Oh, wow. The Bible. Thank you, Eon. The Bible does show that the earth was flat. I mean, not flat like, but, the mountains and the valleys weren't there, or they, at the very least, they weren't as extreme. Well, we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal.